Hello, everybody. Welcome to the NAST playoffs. I'm Lego Mage here with Psykeen, and we're going to be getting into it in just a moment. It's going to be the Fool's Wands versus Ice Climbers to bring off our first series, going over to Tycho for game one as well. Psykeen,
yeah.
what do you got for us on this series?
Well, I got a little bit of information for you. So it's going to be a 1-2 punch or rapid fire start, if you can believe it. And I believe the team of the Ice Climbers have decided to go for a Vice Kazan Atlas comp. And so to play into that, Fool's Wand's going Asher Rasmus now, so we'll see. You know, that now might be able to offset some of that Vice Kazan damage, but we'll see how much one little now can handle. What do you think about these comps, Lego?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of damage coming out. I mean, really coming out from both sides. We don't know what like who's playing what, right? But we see the Asher Rasmus showing up for Fool's Wands, and notably a couple subs in for the Fool's Wands as well. Alonzo and Spring Rolls coming in today. I'm curious if this is an Asher forward or an Asher goalie.
Good question.
It could, because it could very well be a Rasmus goalie. In which case, you know, Rasmus goalie deals a lot of damage. You have the Pauldrons. You're also on Tycho, which is a pretty decent map. You're playing into Kazan as well, who isn't like super survivable. You have like an elusive, but you can take a fair bit of damage, right? So I'm curious. Either way, it's a fair bit of damage that's potential to come out from both sides. Of course, we're all looking at this Vice, notably.
Yeah.
And that kind of being the big thing with the 1-2 punch start. But Rapid Fire is also really good here for Rasmus, Kazan, and Atlas, for, you know, just getting more primaries up and doing more damage that way. So one way or another, this is, even with now and Atlas present, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing some decently high KOs come out from one of these teams. But I think we'll have to see where everyone is placed in roles.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to go back to the who is playing what on at least Wand for goalie. I don't think, now this could be outdated information, I don't think Alonzo has Erasmus, but I do know that he does have an Asher, a very good one at that. So it very well could be the Asher goalie.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Absolutely. And abilities will be flying rapid fire, and they will hurt 1-2 punch. So we'll see. I do wonder what the distribution for everyone is going to be.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I mean, Lalamau is a forward for Ice Climbers, and they locked in that Kazan. So even if there isn't like a lot of damage coming out with Atlas on the team, and like even Kazan doesn't really do like that much damage, is kind of more of an anti-regen character. There's still just a potential for a lot of core control. I mean, that guy can just cook. And then if this is an Asher goalie, once the final barrier is down, once it's an open net, between Vice and Kazan, scoring is going to be a little bit trivial. It's going to be kind of fall back to Color Craze to, you know, provide that extra defense. Once the barrier is down, that being said, defending the one barrier on Tycho is going to be pretty good for Asher. It's going to be very difficult for Kazan to kind of get that one barrier down, since you're kind of having to get the core around the goalie rather than force it through. And you can just kind of sit on top of that one barrier with Asher. But once those are down, that's kind of where we're looking for Ice Climbers to take the point.
And I imagine Fool's Wand is going to be relying on that anti-stuff technology from Asher. So hopefully, you know, they can make it work. Hopefully, you know, they can find meaning in that Asher. But we'll see as we get in here. Everyone has gotten onto their picks, and we're loading into game. A quick press of the tab sees that everyone took rapid fire. Not a single boxing glove to be seen in this match.
Also, Alonzo.
It is Alonzo on the Rasmus.
Rasmus goalie. It is in fact Rasmus goalie. So Asher forward here. The matchup against Winter Freezer's Atlas. And this kind of changes the dynamic a little bit, because Rasmus actually doesn't like the barriers on this map. He has a very difficult time defending them in these little like corners, because Rasmus just doesn't want the puck to be in the corner like ever. And once the goal's open, he actually has an easier time defending. I mean, that being said, though, we see a pretty big score there from Spring Rolls to start us off.
Yeah, absolutely. What KO'd that guy? I wonder. I watched the replay on stream, and I couldn't even tell from there. So, hey, great play from the side of Fool's Wand, securing that first point of the set. You know, as we get to see now, getting into this double barrier taken from Ice Climbers now. Open net, while both barriers for the Fool's Wand is still remaining. But, you know, that cheeky little Vice primary is going to get a bit of missed strike shot. It's going to lead to a goal. Unfortunate.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate situation there. But I mean, pretty decent energy. Well, not actually, not very decent. Energy's about even. From both sides here. Actually, I lied to you. So we'll see if Ice Climbers are kind of able to make it up here. Winter Freezer is kind of able to hold down these corners decently well. They got a little unlucky on kickoff on those first two ones, losing some early ones. But that being said, the pressure just staying on.
Wow.
This side of the Fool's Wands, the flip from Spring Rolls brings down that second one. Alonso bringing it right back in here now, getting it past the wall now. Core flip kill from Color Craze to get it back up and start the power play here. Now bringing it over this top side. Alonso with the pendulum swing to force it over to Spring Rolls. And Winter Freezer can't find the strike. The Expanse stunned Spring Rolls, but then he just whiffed. Really unfortunate first set there for Ice Climbers, but that is Color Craze, the MVP.
Yeah, already finding ourselves in the draft here. And I mean, wow, you are never punished for picking now. Monumentalist, MVP. This is just a recipe disaster if you're Ice Climbers. You know, but hey, 1-2 punch, show him back up now that it is out of, since nobody picked it up, it's there. But Vice is opting to wait to pick something. So is Kazan. Does take the prime time, does take the 1-2 punch. You know, orbs being picked up from Alonso. It's going to be a lot of value. Might of the Colossus on the Asher. That is a scary Asher. And Cast the Last coming out from Winter Freezer. So we'll see how that plays out for them. But I believe we are taking a quick
got a bit of lag
timeout. Yeah.
Unfortunate there. Anyway, talking about this draft, I'm liking what Fool's Wands are getting off of this. Lull them out, of course, getting the prime time is a really big pickup there. Jack Limestone kind of waited it out so that Lull them out would have something guaranteed. I'm curious about this Castless pickup on Winter Freezer. Yes, it does make the Expanse better, but Reptile Remedy was on the board, and he may be like, oh, you know, it's not like that great by itself in the situation, but it's good. It would allow for like a later reverb and peak pickup to come in like kind of clutch. And the way it's looking now, I think Ice Climbers are looking to play the long game with the way the Fool's Wands are going. Getting immediate benefit, I've maybe not be the play, seeing as how much immediate benefit the Fool's Wands have. I think they have to wait to scale to really like matter here. So I don't know. While you are getting some more time on the Expanse, it closes out a lot of potential scaling later on, especially with Monumentalist gone.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how well it plays out as we get back into the game here. They are resuming play now. Spring Rolls right away, taking a lot of damage for that push. But, of course, you have it now on your team. The ultimate comes out, but the damage keeps piling up. Spring Rolls is going to be taken off from the center drum off of Kazan primary. Well played. Now this power play. Let's see how they can get it done. Will they be able to make their comeback here? Damage going down on the Color Craze, but a barrier taken in response. As now the power play has ended. Spring Rolls is back on the field. Alonso trying to make an offensive push off of his team, but gets his barrier taken. Now Jack Limestone and Lolamau posturing in front of the goal. Kazan looking for a strike to the bottom, not finding it. As, oh, great. What is that? What is that ability from Kazan? Just the poof, pop-up. Thank you. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Pop-up.
Yeah.
Very explosive set.
Finally, Ice Climber's getting a point now. I mean, onto the board here, and a little bit of energy to work with as well going into the next round. They may have something to come back with. That primetime rapid fire Kazan, of course, going to be putting in some big work as well, but unfortunately, a double barrier take here is going to be a little bit a danger for them. Pringles dashing in, double core from Jack Limestone, Winter Freezer, but they're still looking for it right here. Alonso looking to send this one back in, but just all them out, dashing up with the slip, has the flip up, not going to use it just yet, looking for the strikes, but gets one barrier here. Jack Limestone, though, losing the strike wars as Spring Rolls work his way right back up the field here. Color Craze on the bottom, shot to the bottom, Winter Freezer gets it away, but Spring Rolls is right where he needs to be, able to send that one in and tie it up. The Fool's Wands make it 1-1.
Yeah, great combo there. Color Craze on the bottom, Spring Rolls up top. Where can they send it? Taiko Drum in the middle? That's scary, you know? But as we're getting in, Lolamau does have a flip to play with here. Alonso also holding that flip. But Spring Rolls also has the flip. So, you know, the energy advantage is on the side of the Fool's Wand for this point. We'll see, but first barrier goes down. But Color Craze with an amazing flip kill at the bottom. Spring Rolls finding that barrier. 1-1 barrier for each side here. Color Craze and Spring Rolls trying to take advantage of this power play. Alonso getting involved in the play. Spring Rolls is going to get it through. Jack Limestone looking dangerously low. A great hook coming out from Alonso to try and make some disruption. Spring Rolls, though, looking very unhealthy and is taken out. Alonso and Color Craze are going to have to find some defensive pressure here against this power play if they want to hold on to this set, hold on to their lead. But it does not look like that's going to be a problem for them. Spring Rolls is back on the field, and there is an energy advantage on Jack Limestone right now. Spring Rolls just taking damage.
Roll them out with the hook. He's able to get that second barrier here over Spring Rolls, dribbling in his top side, forces out the core flip from Jack Limestone. It's going to get stalled out, though. Spring Rolls past Color Craze, back Spring Rolls. Jack Limestone able to win that interaction, though. Get it down. Brook Levers down to the bottom. Color Craze teleporting back. Great play there. And now reconverting the offense instantaneously. Saved away by Winter Freezer, but Spring Rolls quite able to recover. Going to find the KO instead now. The power play here. Color Craze dribbling up the field. The Supernova coming out, sending it all the way back, but Alonso is there to defend. This is just time for their goalie to come back online right now. Color Craze with a flip, pass up. Not going to be able to find the shot, though. Going to get blocked away here. Gas projection to send it right back now. Color Craze once again, but all them out with the pop-up. Going to interrupt that pass now. Jack Limestone. But it doesn't matter. Alonso with the pendulum swing sends it right back. All them out, dribbling off the bumper. Color Craze able to get a hold of it with the primary, but Jack Limestone pushing right back up here. However, Spring Rolls has the core. The Astral Projection sends it right back. All them out has the flip, but just can't quite find a spot to use it. Jack Limestone looking for the pass. Color Craze trying to get off. Unfortunate angle, but does bait out the flip. And now Spring Rolls working up the field here. Not able to quite get a hold of the core just yet. From this top side, Color Craze and Jack Limestone just going at it in the midfield right now. Pass down to Spring Rolls, but not able to get too much off of that one. Looking for more, though. Pat bounce off the drum was really nice. Right into the top corner, and that's Fool's Wands on set point.
Yeah, you know, I imagine it's got to be hard to figure out your positioning there if you're Spring Rolls, right? Because the core is moving so fast, and I don't think Asher can play very well against a core that is going that fast, but a great just strike into that drum is going to alleviate, you know, all of those potential issues with a great angle. Now, as we get into this next point, pressure is already on the side of Ice Climbers. Spring Rolls and Color Craze just pushing, especially with this energy, but a double flip coming out, and then the call out takes the barrier. Everything seems to be evening up now with the energy advantage on the side of Ice Climbers. Now, Jack Limestone still hasn't used that flip. Spring Rolls, though, posturing with Color Craze to take the last barrier and open net on either side. This could be a set point for Fool's Wands, or this could be the Hail Mary. That's Ice Climbers need. Jack Limestone with a little bit of a goalie check, I suppose. Not sure. This angle, unfortunately. But Lolamau is looking
kind of hurt right now. They're still trying to keep the scoring pressure up. Jack Limestone once again trying to get it in. Lolamau almost getting launched into the goal box, but will stay alive for the time being as overtime kicks in right now. Spring Rolls and Color Craze teleporting up. Lolamau taken off the board here, and so is Winter Freezer. Spring Rolls able to find the shot right now. This Winter Freezer guy has been suffering way too many KOs despite being Atlas. No self-reses able to come out today so far. The Fool's Wand's going to be able to pick up another one here.
No MVP again for the set. You know, but that was already gotten Manu. What else is there other than denies at this point? Quick Strike is really great of a pickup. I mean, that's just incredible. You know, there's that reverb that you were talking about earlier that would have been probably really useful for Winter Freezer to pick up here. But opts for team player, not a bad choice. Heavy impact is going to be denied from the Vice, and I'm pretty sure that's not a bad pickup for Alonso either. So big fish on this Asher is just going to continue that, and Might of the Colossus scaling is already present. And Lolamau going to opt for the reverb, some more survivability on this really squishy Kazan.
I mean, yeah, once again, though, Fool's Wands just kind of made off like bandits, right? You got more size on Spring Rolls. You got more cooldowns on Alonso's. Both primary and secondary are impacts, and you're hitting the core and someone else, like, almost every time you use that. Like, this guy's having pendulum swing up. This thing's on, like, a fucking, like, 3-second cooldown right now. Color Craze, of course, getting Quick Strike's Monumentalist now is just absolutely terrifying. Meanwhile, I don't really know, like, there's not really a lot of note on the side of Ice Climbers other than just picking up a little bit more stagger for survivability. It feels like they just didn't really get anything right here, and I mean, it's showing right now. Another KO getting picked up from Color Craze, and I mean, they're down 2 barriers, but it still feels like they're well in control of this point.
Yeah, no, I'm not really seeing a very strong win condition for the side of Ice Climbers unless some execution error comes from the side of the Fool's Wands. They just have the awakenings. They have gotten the necessary points and scaling that they need to really take this game away. But there is almost two KOs now. A 1v3 power play for the side of Ice Climbers is going to try and find something here. Color Craze is back online, and Alonso with a great clear is going to stay alive for a little bit longer. Does have to use the flip against Lolamau, but it's just going to be shot right through after trying to find a clear opportunity. Great shots from the side of Ice Climbers. This is the kind of play that they need to stay alive.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot to ask for, though. They're in full reverse sweep mode at this point. They got to work it all the way back to bring this over to set 5 to make anything happen in the game 1. Otherwise, they might just be going next right now. They're able to get one barrier here, possibly a second one. The core slipping away a little bit too far. However, Winter Freezer holding it up against the pass splitter right now. Not being able to get much off of it regardless, but they do have 2 flips to work with here. Lolamau burning it quick. He's going to get blocked away, though, by Color Craze and Alonso on that defense, and Color Craze able to pick up a barrier on the convert right there. Alonso sending it right back in now. Spring Rolls barrier beam to find the second one right now. Pass up to Color Craze, shot to the top, just absolutely textbook. Perfect. Put Fool's Wands back on the board, tying it up again, and they're just going to keep this party going.
Yeah, I mean, that was incredible play from Color Craze. You know, the strike with primary follow-up, classic, like you said, just secure that goal. Now, as we're getting into this next point, Jack Limestone does have energy advantage against the side of Full Spawns, but that core flip and one barrier down, this could be the answer they're looking for to get another point on the board, get closer to taking a set. But a good clear from Color Craze and Alonso is going to prolong it, but a power play from a death on Spring Rolls now. What are they going to be able to do with it? We will find out. Color Craze does have energy, as does Alonso. Core flips for both of them. And Color Craze says, screw your power play. I'm going to take barriers. And incredible, Spring Rolls gets back just in time to help support the play a little bit more. Great core flip coming out from Winter Freezer to save the potential point being scored. As a power play does come out now, it is a 2v3 defense. Alonso trying to get involved. Spring Rolls taking dangerously low, but now ult says, you're still healthy, you're still alive, stay in the play. But Jack Limestone is back on the field. Lolamau now trying to keep possession from Alonso, who does use the flip and wins. Another power play, and Spring Rolls goes down. Oh my god.
Oh, really unfortunate clear there from Jack Limestone. Just went right to Color Craze, who was able to find the shot, unfortunately, with that overtime speed. Fool's Wands now in a match point situation, and looks like they're probably just going to be able to close this one out right now. I mean, Lolamau is still stuck at level 7. There just hasn't been enough big offensive pushes coming out from Ice Climbers. Everything's just been getting shut down by Color Craze and Alonso, unfortunately, and Spring Rolls has just been keeping it up for most of the match regardless here. Because once again, both barriers are down for the side of Ice Climbers. Core flips up on Color Craze as well. Could spell disaster here. A mini supernova almost ends in an own goal. They are luckily able to save that one away, though.
Oh, what a hook.
Now looking to reconvert right now. Pass up to Color Craze. Core flip here. Baited out from Winter Freezer. Not going to find the goal, though. But they do get a goalie's flip, which is nice. As now Spring Rolls looking for the strike war. Winter Freezer able to win that one, though. Things just continue on. Another strike war win here. Back to Spring Rolls barrier beam. Gets the expanse out, though. Alonso looking to send it right back in. Jack Limestone keeping up the defense right now. Getting it back over to Lolamau. They continue to play for time and try to stall this one out. And we get into overtime where they might have a little bit more to work with. Get some core speed going from that team player and from that Kazan.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Limestone does have that flip. Is going to want to try and find something to use it for. Probably trying to save it for defense. Might be erroneous to do such a thing. But incredible. This core is going fast. Lolamau is in the perfect position to receive the pass. Jack Limestone trying to use the flip to continue to keep it with Lolamau. Good primary coming out from Winter Freezer to save the point just for a little bit longer. Pass up to Color Craze. Probably wasn't expecting that based on his reaction. And now Color Craze and Spring Rolls are going to find the goal through Lolamau and Winter Freezer. Just too much to deal with for the side of Ice Climbers as they take game 1. Fool's Wand.
Fool's Wands. Been looking pretty good all season, but they look really good on this map right here today. I don't know whose map pick that was, but seeing as they were red team, I'm guessing it was theirs, which is pretty nice. You like to see a good early game 1 win here, holding Ice Climbers to 2 points as well. That entire match, absolutely crazy, crazy stuff. Big defensive performance put up, but also Spring Rolls putting in some work. 111 redirects on the Asher, is nothing to scoff at. Of course, 160 over on Color Craze's Quick Strikes now is to be expected.
Yeah.
But with that,
we were striking the ball.
Yeah, we were striking the ball. Game 2, though, is going to be over on Atlas Lab, and we'll see if Ice Climber's able to bring it back there, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I am getting word that Game 1 Tycho was Fool's Wand pick, so that is a map that they were feeling strong on, and they proved it here. So we'll see how the answer from Ice Climbers on AtLab is going to, if it's going to benefit them, if they are going to be able to take this to a Game 3. So we'll see. Hopefully they make some good.
Tycho is more of a specialty map, right? Like you don't go there unless you know you want to go there. Which obviously Fool's Wands did, whereas AtLab, debatably like the most vanilla map in the game. Every single person knows how to play on Atlas's Lab, and you can really do anything, and it'll work. So, if Ice Climbers maybe not having the specialty to play around Tycho, should be looking to have more success on something that's a little bit more neutral, a little bit more evenly footed, where they can just kind of play as a team, play some classic Omega Strikers, not have to worry about all the goofy shenanigans that we're dealing with over on the bounce house.
Absolutely. Yeah, just a very neutral classic map, that AtLab. One of the big three. So hopefully they make those adjustments that they need. Hopefully the map is just the answer. You know, because I believe our Game 3 is also going to be on one of the big three night market. So maybe these more classic maps.
Chamber.
Oh, it's on Test Chamber. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the big three. Oni Village, I think, has fallen out of favor. Because let's be honest, that map is not neutral. That map has like some characters on it that are like dummy broken, and some characters that are just absolutely unplayable. Like, let's be real.
Nah, you might be right. Night market.
Oni is a specialty map.
Oh, Oni, yeah.
I
Oni
will
for
say
sure.
it. Oni Village is a specialty map. Night Market is like less of is more of a neutral map, but like less neutral than Atlas Lab. Atlas Lab is the most neutral map. I would say Clarion. I would say Clarion is the second most neutral.
Yeah, with all of the variations, it really does let every character's strength shine. That is a good point. Telling me you don't want to play X on Oni Village, Lego?
No, I don't play X. I don't play X.
That's true.
I don't play
Why are you bad posting on Oni? You're Rasmus.
I don't like it. It's a bad
Rasmus
map.
Loves that map.
I don't like that map. That map is bad.
Okay.
That map is. If I want to play a 40-minute game of hit the puck once and then wait for someone to just miss it, then yeah, I'll play Oni Village.
Woo, Oni Village! I like Oni Village.
Ban Estelle or just have to deal with like peak Estelle is awful, in my opinion.
That is true. Any map that like lets Estelle just be the best, I'm instantly against. So you know what? I'm with you, Lego Mage. Down with Estelle, down with Oni Village. But I believe we're starting to hear word of some character bans that are coming out. Let's see. I believe Asher and Vice are being taken off. So, you know, good response. What do you think about those bans, Lego?
It makes sense. Also, I mean, we'll see the I'm not sure the Starting Awakening is correct. I think it is. It's Unstoppable 1-2 Punch showing up here, which it makes sense to ban the Vice, right? You don't want to let Jack Limestone cook on that. If you can avoid it, it went fine on this map because I'm guessing Fool's Wands had a game plan for this, but the Asher ban also makes a lot of sense. The Spring Rolls was putting Winter Freezer through the ringer that game. Got like 2 or 3 KOs onto him and was just kind of running circles on that character, especially with the size. The rapid fire start as well was really big, so I can understand the need to not want to see that character, and also not want to see that character potentially show up on goalie either on Alonzo. Like you're saying, Alonzo can probably hold it down really well on Asher. She's one of the best melee goalies, and she's pretty good on that map as well.
Yeah, well, we'll see how these adjustments, you know, if they make a difference as we get into this next game on Atlas Lab. We're loading in now, and we'll see what their character picks end up being, where they land.
Yeah, looks like we got the Mako Hover Zentaro now coming out from the side. of Fool's ones. It looks like they were actually the ones to ban Asher.
Oh, wow,
The
okay.
lifespan was actually coming out from Ice Climber, so that was actually reversed.
Interesting.
Intel was apparently bad, but that's fine.
Things get lost in translation.
Dubu Rasmus coming out here. No big surprises so far. There's the Estelle. Very standard team comp, I would say, over from the side of Ice Climbers. Meanwhile, you got Mako now, Zentaro. A little bit more midfieldy oriented, perhaps a bit harder to pilot on the forward kind of aspect, but definitely a lot of crazy mix-up potential. A lot of mobility there coming out from Color Craze and Spring Rolls. Interested to see what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, as we're getting in here, it looks like everyone except Spring Rolls opted to take that Unstoppable. So we'll see how that impacts this game. If the 1-2 punch is going to make a difference for Spring Rolls, or if he's really going to wish that he had Unstoppable, as he is taken down to near 0 HP. He is starting the regen. He doesn't have any evade, so they could start stacking a little bit of damage on him. But unfortunately, both barriers are going to go down for the sides of the Fool's Wand, as Spring Rolls and Color Craze are going to try and make this offensive push. Spring Rolls being taken dangerously low, very close to the edge, and is taken out now. Power play on the side of Ice Climbers. They will try to find this goal on the open net. Lolamau looking for a nice little strike up, but it does hit the corner of the goal box. Lolamau and Jack Limestone going to try and find something. Jack Limestone is going to secure it with that Estelle primary.
Bit of an ugly missed strike that shot there from Alonzo. A bit of an unfortunate situation, but something I noticed as well that Lolamau was doing right there is using the Unstoppable to actually, he did it on kickoff right there, use the Unstoppable to pop the black hole, and then just kind of keep the momentum going from there. And I mean, it was very successful. It got the bottom barrier off of just kind of running through Color Craze with that little Rasmus push right there. And I mean, that's just something that you're gonna see. You have 5 Unstoppable start on Atlab. You have that freedom, and right there, Color Craze didn't have Unstoppable up. Lolamau did, just used it to burn a bunch of damage, and there's the KO.
Oh, but wow,
of course they're going to get scored on, but it would have been cool otherwise.
No, yeah, that was great gameplay. Just very smart passing to get it to Spring Rolls to get the score. So, yeah, no, that is some hidden value of the Unstoppable on this map, is just being able to take full control of that black hole without consequence. As we get into this next point now, though, 1-1. But looks like a little bit of a disconnect between Color Craze and Alonso for who was going to strike the ball, losing a barrier for it. Spring Roll's going to try and break through this Dubu's ironclad defenses and is going to get the double barrier for his troubles. Now Color Craze posturing to try and find something. Jack Limestone almost getting taken off by a Zentaro primary, but just not enough damage to make it happen. Although Color Craze and Spring Rolls now once again in front of the net, going to try and find something. Black Hole is going to send it back. Lolamau, though, did not have Unstoppable that time. Tanks the Black Hole and is almost dead with that core flip. You are going to want to start stacking some damage so he can't regen. Spring Rolls does do a little cheeky primary, but the barrier goes down from Alonso against Jack Limestone. Now Lolamau getting into the action with their core flip, not going to find anything for it. The Rasmus secondary does come out. It's all for naught as he's taken off the board. Now Winter Freezer versus Spring Rolls, and it's going in. Classic Zentaro gameplay.
Yeah, big flip there from Spring Rolls. You can see the Fools going to bring it to you another set point right now. They are out of energy, though. There is potentially some options for Ice Climbers to be able to do something. A big double barrier will help a bit. Jack Limestone, nice blink as well. Stun Alonso, but that was pretty much a checkmate situation. A little 9-second goal there for Ice Climbers. They will be able to tie that one up on set point. Bring it back now with a huge energy advantage. Being tied up like this is it's where they want to be right now as they get in kick off in the next one. Oh no!
You hate
really
to see that.
Unfortunate. Really unfortunate clear from Winter Freezer. Both barriers going to be falling down really early here. Lolamau able to make it up by getting one right now. And Jack Limestone, nice little back pass there. Get another one going, but Spring Rolls and Color Craze just moving up the field so quick. Force the soup out right here.
Oh, good.
Black Hole getting popped.
Craze.
Taking Color Craze off the map right now. Core flip here from Winter Freezer. Pass up to Jack Limestone. Looking for this barrier. Losing control of the core a little bit, though. Just Spring Rolls buying some time right now.
You hate to see missed strikes like that. It just completely ruins the entire tempo of your power play. Now Jack Limestone forced to use that core flip to try and make up some time, buy some more space. Taken dangerously over. Color Craze, upon respawning, is already almost dead again. Spring Rolls is also looking very unhealthy, but now ulti does come out, going to keep everyone nice and healthy. Lolamau, though, right in front of the net, trying to assist his team, trying to save their life for this set. Now they're trying to posture, trying to find something, and whoa, I don't think anyone could have predicted what was going to happen after that hook landed. It's crazy. Pass down to Lolamau. Spring Rolls does have flip, sends it right through the middle of Jack Limestone and Winter Freezer to secure the set for the Fool's Wand.
Yeah, the first set now, going over Fool's Wand once again. Take a look at this draft here we got on the table. See the perfect form coming up for Zentaro. It's a really, really big pickup here. Very strong awakening. Of course, on the Zentaro as well is a great way to start the set off. I mean, just like last game, they got a really Hyperbis pickup first go round. Quick Strikes will be going over to Lolamau. Extra Special in the Dubu is a really nice defensive tool for Winter Freezer to work with. Hot Shot pickup on the Estelle is also looking really good. Or Ponder going to go over to Mako here. And Twin Drive on the Now. Both sides getting some really nice stuff right now, but with Fool's Wands already kind of playing better and getting, once again, a really good draft. I mean, they're just looking to potentially just take this game.
Yeah, we'll see if they can run away with it, Lego. You know, that perfect form can really make things happen. Although Quick Strikes on Lolamau could also be a great difference maker, a great equalizer in this game, as Jack Limestone does receive the pass from Lolamau. Open goal once again for the Fool's Wand. It's Lolamau and Jack Limestone are going to try and find the goal, and a great Rose Warp is going to secure that. Well played.
Yeah, me and my Wars Rope. Yeah, good point there.
Yeah.
Ice Climbers. So however it is, I mean, Fool's Wands, it's the Fool's Wands game to lose, right? Like, I think they have everything they need at this point to just kind of run away. And with a big KO right there from Color Craze, it's just all the more reason to just start racking these points. Lolamau also taking massive damage in the jail. They're getting KO'd once again. The double power play here. Winter Freezer will be able to hold that barrier for the time being, but this much pressure, it could be a little bit rough there. Unfortunate blink from Jack Limestone. The barrier will be standing for the time being, holding it down on the Dubu. What a roll to keep that frozen in place right now through all of Spring Roll's attempts. Maybe not this one, though. Core Flip, though, will keep it up. Winter Freezer holding it down, but another KO. This time from Spring Rolls, and another power play for Fool's Wands.
Oh no. Do you see what I'm seeing right now? There you go. Did you see what Lolamau's doing with the secondary? I'm pretty sure that's a well-known bug that happens on Erasmus. Lolamau just doesn't have a secondary anymore.
That's
unfortunate, but now...
It's unfortunate. They were supposed to have fixed that, but I guess it was a lie.
Not sure what the ruling says about that one as we continue at this point. Lolamau does have the core flip and a power play for the side of the Fool's Wand. The flip's going to go wide. Lolamau going to try and catch with their own, now trying to find the last barrier. Great ultimate coming out from Alonso is going to secure it. Now Lolamau going to be spinning his way to victory, taking that last barrier with a greatly praised hook and strike. Jack Limestone and Winter Freezer trying to find something, and then oh no, that was just really hard to deal with the Now primary there.
Yeah, now the Dorito kind of sneaking its way past Winter Freezer there. Just kind of set it up for the perfect storm right now. Looks like
we are going to take a quick pause.
Yeah, it looks like there may be a pause. I don't know if there's a way to fix this bug as far as I'm aware. I don't think leaving and coming back fixes it. Yeah, it doesn't.
No, this happened to Cloak and Torny once, and yeah.
Yeah, the first set's been played as well, so I don't know. I don't think it can be remade at this point, which is really unfortunate for Ice Climber, especially when you're losing and you're looking for a chance to come back. If they were winning and it looked like they were just going to win the game regardless, it probably wouldn't matter. But I mean, Ice Climbers, you want to be able to have an opportunity to play like at a full strength. Is it fixed?
Wait, did it?
Oh, looks like it is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay, never mind. Well, Lolamau is good to go. We're back in it.
Can fix their bugs. I'm so happy. All right, as we get back into this barrier, instantly going down on the side of the Fool's Wands. Lolamau using that newly refurbished secondary to try and find some more value out of their push. Not going to find it, but Winter Freezer with a great clear is going to secure their last barrier. 1 barrier to 1 right now. But this posturing from the Fool's Wands, core flip and now, right in your face, is going to be hard to defend. With Jack Limestone with the Great Rose Warp is going to find it. Duel of the Flips going to succeed for Winter Freezer. Now Spring Rolls is going to try and find something. Does have all of Zentaro's tools to secure a goal and does find it for this second point in set 2.
Yeah, still looking good. Fool's Wands gonna have 2 core flips as well to work with right here as Color Craze starting us off in this kickoff right now. Core flip gonna get that double barrier once again. So many doubles been scored onto the side of Ice Climbers this match. Color Craze and Spring Rolls just been finding these nice angles. Soup is gonna be coming out on this bottom side right now to try and hold, but things are looking a little bit rough. Alonzo is just gonna be able to kind of sit on this barrier for a while and has flipped as well. If things do go south, there's gonna be some work here that Lolamau and Jack Limestone are going to have to do. Right now, Winter Freezer in a tough spot, trying to get out of this corner. The roll will be enough right now. Unfortunate angle there from Alonzo does mean upper core flip, but Spring Rolls with the Strike War, able to get it through. And that's another set going over to Fool's Wands.
Yeah, just good shots from the Fool's Wands all around. Color Craze taking this MVP once again with the Monumentalists. This is looking hard if you're Ice Climbers. This is looking very difficult to come back
This
from.
is looking really rough. You got some things to pick up here potentially. You got Stacks and Rapid Fire. Stacks going over to Zentaro, though. Rapid Fire pickup on Jack Limestone is pretty nice. So I mean, a second orb gonna go over to Alonzo. I don't know why Winter Freezer didn't deny that. There was no reason to just leave the stagger available and then not pick up the orb.
Yeah,
now Alonzo just has double orb. Yeah, a bit of a questionable draft there. So we'll have to see that. I think they're kind of riding on the back of Jack Limestone's Awakenings, relying on that primary a lot to force it up to. While Lamau is just going to have to like play uber good Rasmus with the quick strikes to be able to score right now. But I mean, Alonzo touches an orb and kind of becomes God for a moment.
Yeah, just all the cooldowns are back. You're speedy. You know, on a Mako, I feel like that's got to be really scary. A Mako that can instantly just get into your face. It's some good passing plays, but Lolamau is going to use the hook, you know, just to keep them alive for a little bit longer on this power play. Well played, but the Mako Prison does come out. Lolamau is going to be taken extremely low. Great Zentaro play from Spring Rolls is going to secure it in that corner. Spring Rolls just loves that corner.
Yeah, still cooking right here, and yeah, it's just looking really rough for Ice Climbers. They may be a bit outmatched right now. Rasmus and Estelle may not have been the forward picks on the unstopped start. Two characters who are notoriously countered by that Awakening. And they just kind of went for both of them. I get that they're probably like comfort picks, but yeah, it's not looking too great here. It just seems like it's always a matter of time before the barriers fall and Fools are able to score, and there's just not a lot that Ice Climbers seem to really be able to do about it.
I mean, just all of the resources that the Ice Climbers have to commit to even get it off of their side of the field it's just too much to deal with for all of the renewable resources that it seems that the Fool's Wands have with their prime time or perfect form Zentaro, who is taking another name, just taking names, taking heads as Jack Limestone is killed. But Lolamau does have the flip here to try and make something happen potentially. Winter Freezer is looking to find a clear that is not going to get scored on, but unfortunately Color Craze is just in a good position to find it in that corner there.
And this is series point now for the Fool's Wands. Looking to potentially just take a quick one. There's not a lot left, I think, for Ice Climbers to do. I mean, even Spring Rolls versus Lolamau, there's a 3-level difference just right there. Already. Lolamau just hasn't been able to get a hold of this core at all, and Spring Rolls just been absolutely hanging on to it like most of the game right now. Fortunate with flip as well, as you see Spring Rolls bring it to this top side. Lolamau looking for something, dribbling this top side, gonna bring it down, looking for the barrier. It's not gonna be quite good enough though. Now Spring Rolls with a flip, finds another KO onto Jack Limestone. Color Craze going down from the black hole though, but Spring Rolls and Alonzo just looking to score regardless, potentially. Bring it to the top side. Spring Rolls holding on to it, looking for a shot when it's strike war against Lolamau, and that's going to be good enough to take it. That's the Fool's Wands taking a series, and they'll be moving on.
Well played from the Fool's Wand, you know, just playing to all of their strengths, playing to the drafts that they were able to get, rewarded for those MVPs. Very well played from them. And, Ice Climbers, they fought back. They tried their best. Sometimes that's just how it goes. So well played. Both teams did what they could.
And Ice Climbers will have another opportunity down in the losers bracket to be able to make the legendary comeback and try and make the run here. But for Fool's Wands, that's going to be moving on to round 2, where they'll be facing the dreaded Misfire Dynasty to try and make it to the semifinals. That's going to be a crazy matchup because both of those teams have kind of been on fire. Misfire they've lost 2 games, I want to say. I think they lost 2 games like the entire season, but like no series. They went perfect in series as far as I'm aware.
Incredible.
So they're like the team to beat right now, regardless of what their actual score is. And the Fool's Wands have been like cooking up some crazy stuff as well. So excited to see that next week. But in the meantime, our next series is going to be Dubu Party versus Nothing Was Allowed. So we're going to be throwing it to a bit of a break right now. But when we come back, it's going to be that. So stick around, and we'll be back in a few minutes. And welcome back, everybody, to our second series of the night. It's going to be Dubu Party versus Nothing Was Allowed. I'm Lego Mage back once again, this time with K-Bot to bring you the second series of the night. They've already started their character bans and whatnot. And first map for game one is going to be going back to Tycho once again.
Yeah, hi there, everybody. This is going to be the first game of the North American Strikers League Tier 3 or Training Grounds or whatever this is that I've watched. See, you can tell I'm so good at casting this league that I don't even know what the name is properly. Woohoo! All right. No, excited to be here. Nonetheless, I haven't gotten the chance to cast Omega Strikers game because I've been busy like 4 of the past 4 weekends, and yet here I am. Finally here to do some stuff. So yeah, you mentioned we're going back to Tycho for this first game, which is always a lot of fun to watch. Actually, a lot of bangers here. Game 1 Tycho, game 2 Clarion, game 3 the decider on Night Market. So that could come down to the wire. That'll always be fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And looks like we're getting a prize fighter glass cannon start as well. So another game with the potential for some big KOs. In the previous series, we saw the Fool's Wands deal a fair bit of damage utilizing their rapid fire picks and getting some cheeky KOs on that map. And I'm sure we'll see some more of that as we see the picks and bans comes in. Juliet and Vice both taken off the table here, but Asher coming back in from Dubu Party this time. Nothing Was Allowed, opting for the Kai. An interesting pickup, the Rune over on Rennequaid, so I guess it makes sense coming out for them for their 2 and 3.
Yeah, crazy pick for Rennequaid to be playing the road here. Clearly, no, I mean, come on, right? Like that's just that was going to be seen from a mile away. Obviously, though, what's probably worth noting is that this NWA team is not afraid of playing into that, right? Or Dubu Party, excuse me, is not afraid of playing into that. So they'll have the opportunity here to prove that they are not afraid of this whatsoever. So should be fun to watch this one through here. Rest of the picks and bans do come in. Aimi and Mako are the 2 picks for Dubu Party. So now it's Asher, Aimi, Mako for their team.
Yeah, that's a little bit interesting. It makes sense though. I'm curious to see where they're gonna go. I imagine this is just all glass cannon here. It could be a weird prize fighter pickup, a cheeky prize fighter pickup, maybe from the Asher to go. But I mean, this seems like a pretty straightforward Tycho comp. You just have the Mako Spartan just kind of sitting on the barrier, holding it down. Really good character for holding down those corners. And meanwhile, Cardbox and Swag have just kind of cooking on their forwards. Cardbox, a very notable IME player. Looks like Rasmus also coming out for the side of Nothing Was Allowed here for Big Tilt. I am at, well, Kai, Rune, Rasmus. It could be a Rasmus goalie, maybe. I don't know. That's very interesting. Either a Kai goalie or a Rasmus goalie, and I'm not sure which one would make more sense here.
Well, we're about to find out as we load into game 1 on Tycho Temple. We'll see which pick this decides to go to. Oh, actually, I forgot we still have to do character striker select in the game. I forgot that's a thing we do now. Well,
yeah, they gotta pick them. So we got it.
I was getting excited.
We get to see them pick everything that we saw again. But yeah, I mean, so once the bar is done, then we'll know. I mean, really, the questions lie with red team here because we can't see what they're picking, which is sad. But we'll know in just a moment here as we load into this one. Oh, that was the banning phase because they didn't turn bans off. So never mind. We gotta wait again.
We have been debated twice. This is gonna go just fantastically. We'll see who gets who here in just a second. But you see, interesting here, I suppose, that there's no real like stuffing potential, right? You think about your classic scores, and you don't really see that in this composition from NWA. It is going to be the Kai here in the goal box. And so probably the one that makes the most sense, right? Rasmus probably leading along the lines of more of that brawler, but even still here, we'll see whether or not that'll pan out.
Yeah, and Ron P is pretty good at playing Kai, but it's not a pick that we see on this map very often at all. In fact, I don't know that I've actually ever seen anyone play Kai goalie, and this is strike shot Kai goalie as well. This is not boots or eject button. So Ron P's really relying on just kind of, whoa, that was a crazy KO, but kind of just relying on just keeping the core away from Swaghaver, but that's going to be kind of difficult with Cardbox, well, just doing that, just doing Imey things and holding down the midfield here. So, I mean, with that, that's the first point going over to a debut party.
Is going to be very difficult, especially given the first KO there, of course, going over to Dubu Party. Both Japanese Box and Swaghaver both have that prize fighter on, meaning that is at least +1 stacked to somebody for that first KO, and could mean that this set could start to go out of control. Spartan's energy burst doesn't quite get out in time, but the core goes forward to Swaghaver. Cardbox able to keep that one forward, and it'll be a second goal in for Dubu Party.
Yeah, and Cardbox already getting 2 prize fighter stacks. The prize fighter pickups here, I wasn't totally expecting that, but I mean, if there's a map you're gonna do it, this is probably one of them. You can definitely have the potential for KOs and like big knockback KOs, and with Imey and Asher, you can really kind of dash punch someone off that center part with these narrow lanes. But bit of a tight situation here. Nice death touch from Big Tilt will find the point. 4-0 was allowed to put them on the board here, keep the contest going a bit. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit scary. If Swaghaver and Cardbox are really able to stack these up, they could dish out a lot of damage later on.
Certainly could, especially given by the fact that there's that finishing energy burst online here. Spartan not able to keep the berry online. Here's that energy burst actually used on the defensive side for Cardbox. Renegade will use his to get it back the other way, and it's right back up to Big Tilt, but Spartan will hold this time. Swaghaver now, though, in there, will be able to find one barrier before this core goes back around. Now, Big Tilt keeps this in the corner. Beautiful banish coming in from Renegade there, limiting Spartan's ability to have any kind of influence on that core. But now Swaghaver up forward, won't find the energy burst, still looking for the barrier here. Ron P already going to go ahead and use his own energy burst. Lots of energy bursts committed on this point so far, yet to no avail. Finally, the gold barrier will fall, but there's another KO against the Kai, and now it will be Cardbox and Swaghaver looking to put this one in. Renegade holding for now, passes back and forth. Big Tilt in position, but Cardbox will take the shot. That'll be the first set going to Dubu Party.
Yeah, looking really good there. Ending with 5 prize fighter stacks is kind of crazy. Kai is not have the most stagger in the world, and not having Mon Boots was a little bit rough there. You can't outspeed the Asher to win the Strike Wars. We saw that one barrier fall because they weren't quite able to keep up pace here, and that's really unfortunate. The set going over the side of Dubu Party. Explosive entrance pickup here for Cardbox. Really nice for that dash range, but quick strikes will fall over to Renegade. Could be scary if they're able to keep the core up. This doesn't mean perfect form is going to be on the Asher, which is another really great awakening. Size over on the Rasmus is fine. Missile prop here for Spartan. And looks like just a Reptile Remedy pickup for Ron P, which is actually going to help with that damage problem quite a bit. Really nice drafts here from both sides, but there's a lot more control now on the side of Dubu Party, and I mean, they were already kind of cooking pretty hard.
Yeah, it's a decent amount more control, but on the other hand, there were a decent number of defensive options there in that draft for NWA. It was very difficult to deny everything between both a bulk up, a big fish, and the Reptile Remedy, 2 of which were picked up here, probably on some of the best strikers you could ask for, and of course that quick strikes denied away from Renegade. So I think actually both teams coming away from that draft pretty happy, as now Big Tilt has an opportunity. Spartan will send it away one, but now gets KO'd with the pendulum swing. Renegade will send it through with the anomaly, and so we'll see whether or not that same level of KO pressure will come through that we saw in the first set. Of course, with Prize Fighter, anything can snowball out of control quite quickly. we'll have to keep an eye on that, whether or not these awakenings will make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, the big fish certainly made a difference right there from Big Tilt. The glass cannon power, plus just the extra range you get on the pendulum swing. Spartan was not really expecting to get knocked off the map there, but with that extra size on Rasmus, I mean, the effective range of his abilities are kind of crazy at the moment. Big push coming out, though. The whiplash from Big Tilt. We'll see that second barrier go down, but we have some core flips from the side of Dubu Party. Cardbox here has an opportunity. Going to burst it right into the top side. Going to win that 50. Rennequade going for the pillar on the bottom. Fortunately, the wrong pick there, but it will be Dubu Party tying it up once again.
Splits the uprights, it's good. Swaghammer, though, didn't use his own energy burst, and even despite that, NWA does have a couple, or starting to get some of those bursts. Look at Rennequade and Ron P close, but now Rennequade running away, has to be careful with here, uses some of that energy to evade the primary from Swaghammer. Beautiful strike shot prediction from Ron P to keep both of these barriers online. Now trying to collapse on this gold box, NWA, not able to do it all the way through, and now we'll get trapped in the ensnare drums. Both players not wanting to evade. Rennequade gets away with one there, nearly gets KO'd, but it doesn't matter. The Cyber Strike comes through in order to secure it, and now Ron P loses his energy burst, loses a barrier, and the pressure is continuing to mount here for Dubu Party. Now Ron P is next on the chopping block. Spartan's got time, has an energy burst too, and will stall for a second. Back pass comes through. Cardbox will find the KO, and then it's a quick capitalization from Dubu Party. Now, a couple KOs getting stacked on top here. Watch those prize fighter stacks.
That was a massive team play from Dubu Party. Swaghammer got the back pass to just keep the core from getting cleared away. They thought it was going to go to Cardbox, but Cardbox instead went for the cyber swipes on Ron P, and Spartan was just right there to send it right back in at red core speed, and they were just able to like sink it in. There's some crazy team synergy there going on for Dubu Party. And I mean, once again, big push is coming out. Luckily, Rennequade's pillar is able to do a lot in those Firewall, Sentry, Asher stuffing situations. Of course, once it's down, we see the immediate double barrier come out. Now Coreflip's getting burnt into card boxes will be one able to sink it right in and take the set for Dubu Party.
Textbook there as a nice collapse comes through from Dubu Party. Difficult for NWA to do much of anything there. And now, look at this next Awakenings carousel. Not many more defensive options here. 2 size Awakenings online for Big Tilt, but he's last on this carousel. It will be Cardbox picking up this prime time for a couple extra glitch pops, and one of the only defensive Awakenings on this carousel picked up here for the extra stagger from Ron P. Now is 1 stagger Awakening, 1 reptile remedy. We'll see whether or not he'll be able to stay alive here.
Yeah, the stagger awakenings are definitely pretty big. The Castellast on Rennequade. Rennequade's gotten a couple really nice banishes. So if he can continue to keep that up, it could be nice, but, well, there's Swaghammer just getting an immediate prize fighter stack and starting the power play here. Of course, look at those pillars, though. Watch out. Cardbox almost got taken out there. A little bit of different placement, and that would have been a KO in return, but that's both barriers down once again for nothing was allowed.
Both barriers down. Set could start to snowball out of control, though Cardbox is slow. Will use 1 evade to escape trouble. Now just trying to play back and heal up a little bit. Will be able to do just that. Anomaly starts to send it forward, but the capitalization effort isn't there. Spartan will hold for now. Cardbox follows the core up to the top side. Rennequade is backed away, thanks to potentially getting KO'd. Nice barrage from Ron P. Interrupts the passing lane, but it doesn't matter. It gets caught on the wrong side of the anomaly. Dubu Party 2 goals away from taking game 1.
It's looking pretty rough here. This is just reverse sweep mode for nothing was allowed, but they're just not able to get any real momentum here against 4 prize fighter stacks and a couple rampage stacks to boot over on Swaghammer. These forwards are a scary duo. I mean, that being said, they do take a bit of damage. Luckily, there's not like huge kill confirms outside of Big Tilt, and I mean, there's just Cardbox in return, just getting the KO instead for yet another power play for Dubu Party. Max stack prize fighter, primetime explosive entrance Aimee is going to be doing a lot of damage.
Okay, but Ron P on the save there had the energy burst the last possible frame and is able to find the escape there, killing time and waiting for Rennequade to come back online. There's the strike shot, though. Keeps it forward here. Now tries to hold it in the safety. Anomaly comes through, but the barrier still falls. Banishes just going to go on. Swaghammer here, and now Retiquade will get sent away. Big Tilt trying to interrupt things, trying to make a mess of Spartan, but no, finds a way to get it down to Cardbox, who will send it home. Game point now for Dubu Party.
Yeah, I mean, Dubu Party looking to run away with this. Cardbox is level 8 and Big Tilt is level 4. I mean, if that doesn't tell you the story of how this game's been going, I don't know what does. And yet again, Swaghammer, another KO. Just to start us off, just for fun, Big Tilt is off the map right now, and Renegade and Rumpy are just looking to try and buy as much time as they can, but it may be futile. Big Tilt is back, but not really able to do too much with the core. Nice strike war from Renegade. We'll see one barrier down, but now Swaghammer is looking to make the push, and Snare Drums coming out to boots. Cardbox running in the Cyber Swipe. There's the Fireball Sentry, and the second barrier is gone once again to the side of Nothing Was Allowed. Trying to get something on the rebound, but no core is present for the Banished by Renegade. They will get the barrier here, but it's still looking a little bit rough. They need to find the scoring opportunity. There's the Pendulum swing. That's going to be it for the hit stun. There will be Nothing Was Allowed on the board here, but it's going to be a tough road forward.
Certainly will be, and we'll see whether or not they're going to be able to have some more of those. But again, have to find everything in the kitchen sink to get thrown forward in order to come up with some kind of a goal here. Meanwhile, there's the pass splitter out. Swaghammer and Cardbox both have their energy burst online. Spartan soon to follow. Ron P will immediately burn his. The KO almost comes through, but looks like was taken away. Now, Renegade, once again, very low. Has to be careful here. Trying to escape Swaghammer. There's the bandage. Actually finds both of them. Big Tilt, not going to be able to come up with it as Spartan sends it around. Renegade still low. The barrier will fall. Swaghammer's looking to get it down to Cardbox, takes another shot, and that will be the game. Dubu Party will take an incredibly convincing game one.
Really nice stuff there from Dubu Party. Cardbox and Swaghammer just putting on a real show with some of those plays together. They got the passes on lock. They have this energy, and I mean, that prize fighter pickup, I think it's always a little bit questionable at the beginning because it can be either really powerful or such a nothing awakening if things go wrong. But I mean, Dubu Party knew what they were doing on that map and with those picks, and they really made it work. 7 KOs coming out in a pretty short game. A 12-minute game there is really massive. 6 goals and 3 assists from Cardbox, and holding Nothing Was Allowed to only 3 points is a very strong way to start it off. A little bit reminiscent of how the first series actually went, but we'll have to see if Nothing Was Allowed is able to pull this one back from the ashes as we go to Clarion Test Chamber, perhaps a little bit more vanilla map where they might be able to maybe make something happen, a little bit less volatile perhaps. We'll see if they can bring it out.
I don't know, like, that didn't feel like it was a map pick to me. I know we say the composition doesn't matter, but I don't know, Chief. I will say it. At the end of the day, right, how are you going to find a way to counter a KO comp unless you out-KO them or core control them? This composition didn't really look like it could do either of those. Ron P was trying his best at the goal box, but then the second that you had possession of the core, the Rune sends it off at a weird angle. The Rasmus can't find firm control or force the shot to actually go to the back of the net. And all of a sudden, you've got a composition that just isn't quite as effective, especially effective in clutch situations as that snowball is starting to mount thanks to the prize fighter start, which was incredibly important in that game. As you mentioned, 7 KOs. That's nearly 1 KO for every goal scored, right, in that last one by the side of Dubu Party. So that power was constantly racking, and especially in that first set, just could not find a way to capitalize quite on that. Had to go for more of those defensive options rather than going for those more aggressive options, overall, making the comp maybe a little less strong. And at the end of the day, Spartan was still able to get it around, and the teamwork and synergy comes through from Dubu Party to get the job done. We'll see what the answer is here in Game 2 as we head to Clarion, but I have a feeling we're going to need to see a different composition.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing Was Allowed really looked like they were just playing their comfort picks. Ron P on the Kai.
Yeah.
Renegade on the Rune, but those are not really characters that work in this situation all that well. I also still question the strike shot pick. I think Boots would have been a better option in this matchup regardless. Whereas, you have Asher, Aimi, Mako playing it on Taiko with a whole damage kind of metagame that they're working towards. Like they just prepared for the situation really, whereas nothing was allowed. Didn't. And I don't know. I maybe going to a different map. Maybe going to a different map will manage that a little bit. Maybe just seeing what Dubu Party is doing will help them out though. But I agree. I think there's going to need to be a drastic change in the team composition, and maybe just a little bit more awareness of what everyone is doing. Because like you were saying, there were a few rune moments from Rennequaid where the pillars were just not quite where they need to be, and it ended up being a bit detrimental. So we'll just have to see, though. I feel like it's hard to imagine them not picking Rune.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see.
Yeah, for sure. And it's difficult, right? When you're still kind of at this level, maybe you've got one, striker you're incredibly comfortable on. The rest, maybe not so much, right? And trying to figure that out could be difficult. Looks like there's a chance. Oh no, never mind. Okay. Renegade was going out to turn on his name, so we'll have that for game 2. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see, of course, what actually ends up coming through here. A lot of it, of course, is going to have to go back over to what starter awakenings we're going to see, right? Is it going to be something that's incredibly damage focused again? Because if so, there was already a damage ban drawn out, right, from NWA. They were the ones that banned the Vice in the last game, and they had a reason to fear the damage, right? Based on the way that last game went. And the Juliet ban probably going to stick for Dubu Party. We'll have to see whether or not we have an answer here in this composition, and it's gonna be difficult, I think, to find one when you're talking about players of their comfort picks, right? Of course, you want to be there, you want to be able to play what you're most comfortable on. At the same time, you have to have some kind of coordinated response for what this side of Dubu Party has. Worth noting, of course, these two teams did play in the regular season, where Dubu Party did win the 2-0 over NWA. Of course, Dubu Party with a record of 8-3 during the regular season. NWA just squeaking into playoffs here with their record of 6-5. So, of course, the signs are pointing here to Dubu Party. We'll see whether or not NWA has something up their sleeve here, though, in game 2.
Yeah, we'll have to see indeed. Looks like the Awakenings have been selected, though. Missile Prop Rampage, which, I mean, if that Mako Asher wasn't scary enough, that may just be one of the most perfect starts for it. Of course, with bans coming in, the immediate Asher ban from NWA, and the Kai ban actually coming out here from Dubu Party, not going to let Ron P onto that pick at all this game, saying they're not afraid of Rennequaid's Rune. I mean, they were able to play around it quite convincingly here. So we'll have to see Rasmus pick coming out from NWA once again. Most likely for Big Tilt. Going to have that Rampage start to work with as well. Yeah. Could be nice. We'll have to see. I mean, the Asher ban's decent, but there's still a lot of good brawlers left on the board. I mean, you could just pick X and have the Rampage start. You could even just pick Juliet, and once again, Rampage start. It's just going to be really good. I mean, literally every brawler is going to be fiending right now.
Is there a brawler that doesn't like size? Thoughts? I mean, what are we doing here, right? Like, everyone loves size. No matter what you end up picking, it's probably going to be a decent one here. The question becomes whether or not you're going to be able to find something that fits into the composition, of course. If we're playing leaning more towards that damage angle that Dubu Party was in the last one, maybe they'll have something there. But with a missile propulsion start, of course, card box still could potentially go over to that IME, right? Has that extra projectile range, and now all of a sudden also an effective range on some of that damage. Probably not very afraid of whatever brawler you're going to end up picking, whether you take the Juliet for the consistent KOs or the X for the extra damage. Meanwhile, right, what's going to fit with this Rasmus? That's what we're thinking about. That's what we're talking about. And what else is Ron P going to play here, right? In the goal box with that Kai band away, have to end up seeing, right? And the Rasmus off the table here. So definitely going to be interesting. And it's hard to come up with other really good solutions that make use of a missile propulsion start.
Yeah. It is definitely a specialty thing. It looks like some picks actually coming in right here. What the heck? So they picked Rasmus, but oh, okay. Looks like it's a Drek and Atlas pick. Over on the other side, and then Estelle for nothing was allowed. So we got Estelle Rasmus, which is pretty good. Right, for forward and midfield versus Drakkar Atlas over on the other side, who they like missile prop quite a lot here.
Yeah. Interesting. Of course, you figure if you didn't have quite the level of goal confirms, maybe we'll call them in the last one, maybe you'll go over to this Estelle, hoping to pair up with that Rasmus. That seemed to be one of the main sources of goals, right? Is whatever you could actually find that pendulum swing, typically with that +1 size awakening. And now that you've got this Rampage, of course, to start, you'll have that at your disposal right off the bat. But even still, right, could have to figure out everything in terms of what's happening in this Drakkar pick, right? Rather polarizing in terms of what all it can do coming into this game.
Yeah, it looks like there's the Kazan pick coming out here as well. Kazan is so actually wait, this is Rasmus goalie. It looks like from nothing was allowed, which this is Rasmus goalie is really good on night market and this map, so I'm not surprised. This isn't like the ideal start for it, but you're taking pauldrons, so you have size anyway. And if it is a missile prop pickup, that's just really it's just faster hook like projectile speed more than anything. And if you do take Rampage and it's like whatever, you might get an occasional barrier if you push up. It is possible on this map to do it, especially on the invisibility lane ones. But either way, very interested to see this. Kazan Estelle going to be the forwards here. Rampage, Kazan, missile prop Estelle already sounds really scary. If you're a debut party, so we'll have to see. It's Drakkar and who is their forward? Where does it? I don't know
if the forwards come through yet.
I don't know. They said that everyone's saying that they're ready, but I don't know what the forward pick is. So I guess we'll find out in a minute what that is. But Drek, Atlas, and something else is going to be the defense here, and I think that's going to be the key piece, really, because I'm not entirely sure what you see, but it's probably just going to be like a brawler, I'd imagine.
Legendary chatting happening right now. Guys, I have never played one game of Raz goalie in my life. That's
crazy.
All right, and playoffs is the time, of course, to pull out the brand new picks to you. So we'll see how this one goes. Of course, we're loading onto Clarion Test Chamber here. And looks like we are still in ban phase on Snake Draft, so it'll take a second. You're right, Jake, man. I am ignoring your message. I do not have a favorite nasty team. I'm an unbiased caster who has watched about to be 2 games of this league all year. I'm sorry. I just don't always have the time to watch more Mega Strikers.
Also, notably, this is the Stell goalie. This is not Rasmus goalie.
Okay.
So that shook things up actually quite a lot.
Twice.
Yeah. Very interesting. And taking a look at this, Rennequaid opting for the Magnetized Souls, the Magnetized Soldier Kazan out here. Not an awakening we typically see on that character. I mean, it's usually played... Whoa. Okay, well, there goes the Estelle goalie. But the character's usually played as a forward, so they usually take slick kicks, but I don't know. I mean, it'll be good for kind of surviving, but it's definitely an odd pick.
Certainly one. we'll have to see whether or not it pans out, as we've seen decent collapses in the past year from the Card Box and Swag Haver combination. See whether or not they'll be able to get it done again, but another KO comes through. Swag Haver now has the pitch area and has the X Maximus to stun the Estelle goalie and send the core back. First goal on the board here, of course, goes over to Dubu Party once more.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a bit of a rough game for Ron P. You're playing Strike Shot Estelle against X Drakkar. If X ever gets the core, you're going to lose instantaneously, because Cardbox is just me standing right there to shoot it right back in, and with the missile prop backing it up as well, it's going to be kind of tough. Especially with the Kazan midfield, that's not like a lot of defensive tools for dealing with like the stuffing and just like the damage that, I mean, Swag Haver's already gotten 2 KOs right now, right? So it's gonna be kind of hard. I mean, I guess Ron P is able to get one in return here, but I don't foresee this barrier necessarily staying up all that long with this core flip still up.
Of course, Spartan's got his. He'll send it forward. Won't be able to find much for it. Here's that energy burst. Swag Haver sends it to the corner. Going to go back to Spartan, but Cardbox will keep it forward. And now almost bounces off the expanse and finds its way into the goal. Renegade slips back, now gets KO'd thanks to the Molten Bolt and the lock and load combination. And now this expanse actually playing to the favor quite a bit of Dubu Party. Once again goes off. Spartan not able to find the angle that time around, and Renegade will come back online. Swag Haver not out in the X Maximus in time to find the goal that time. Big Tilt gets sent away by the increased range on that projection, trying to get it up to Renegade, just not quite successful as of yet. Now looking for the corner of the goal barrier, won't be able to find it as the KO comes through again. Power play opportunity, Swag Haver almost has it. Cardbox sends it forward. Ron P holds for now, and there's the piercing shot to find the clear to the corner. Pass comes through. Renegade's got that crooked leverage to send it back, but no, not this time. It's the bell ringer that'll do the trick.
Yeah, I think Renegade's shotgun actually clipped that, and that's what got the goal there. The missile prop it makes Drakkar do almost kind of what Estelle does, where you just kind of guard the open net and prevent the cross net clear, really, which is really tough when your other option is clearing it back into X, right? Who, as Estelle, you don't really want to do that if you can avoid it here. So there's a lot of really good checkmate situations that Dubu Party can set up, especially just having that awakening. And with these Rampage stacks coming online to Swag Haver as well, they're just going to get even more hard to deal with as the rounds go on. They're already on set point here. They do have a bit to deal with, but they have 3 core flips as well to make this something happen here. And one gets burnt off a card box right now. Swag Haver looking for the opportunity, probably right here. Oh, and a great mix-up as well to bait out the blink. We'll see Dubu Party take set 1.
Beautiful recognition, of course, to play that mind game. Use that cross up and use the energy burst in order to send it away. Now, though, we are on our first Awakening carousel. Big Fish is on the table as a size Awakening here. Have to see where that ends up going. Siege Machine as well for even longer range projectiles. And the aerials is there, of course, for the Estelle as well. The rest of the Awakenings come in here pretty expected so far, and seems like a decent level of power boost to everybody.
Yeah, pretty nice on everyone right now. I'm liking the Aerial's missile prop that Ron P. This is Aerial's missile prop strike shot Estelle. Like, this is the maximum range you can get on the Rose Thorns and the Blink right now. So, I mean, this is going to be a lot more of offensive pressure coming out from this goalie rather than defensive pressure, but if Swag ever picks up Might of the Colossus later on, they might just become unstoppable with the Big Fish here as well. I mean, we're already seeing it. Renegade's health is not looking good, and there's Cardbox with the shotgun. Missile prop plus bulk up. It'll tend to do that, so once again, it seems that Dubu Party are kind of able to fall more into a nice KO niche, but a big score there from Big Tilt will mean nothing was allowed. Will take the first point.
Yoink, I'll take that, please. That will be the first one on the board here for Nothing Was Allowed on a beautiful penalty kill. And that's the thing here, right? In this particular case, you mentioned it in the last one, Can Ron P actually keep this core forward? You do not want to let the core get between the X and you as this is still Goldie. Keep this core as forward as you can at all times with those piercing shots. If you can pick up a prime time maybe later on, that could be incredibly helpful as well. But the second that this core gets into that gold box with Swaghaver, it seems all but over. It's going to be a different adjustment in the playstyle for Ron P and for this NWA squad. We'll see whether or not they'll be able to pull it off.
Yeah, and Swaghaver is just stacking these Rampage stacks, right? Like, this guy takes up so much area of influence. And the thing about it, too, is if nothing was allowed, makes these sets go to 0.5, like they try and come back, that's just more time for Swaghaver to get even bigger. So if they really want to, like, convincingly win this, they need to do it without losing barriers, like, as much as possible. Or, I mean, look at this. The bell ringer just takes up the entire... What do you do? What do you do against that as Kazan Estelle when he's up in your face?
I think you sit there and cry because the X is scaled a little bit too much in this set, and you might need to go to the next one. See whether or not he obviously can't give up yet, but oh no, Rediquade pop-up sends back to his own goal barrier, and it's an easy capitalization for Dubu Party. They are one set away from continuing on to the winner's bracket of our playoffs.
Yeah, it's certainly looking that way, and Swaghaver is not who you want to see as MVP right now. No size showing up here, but some other potentially nice awakenings. You got Pancakes, you got Primetime, you got Orbs as well. Even Stinger, but it will be the Pancakes pickup for just even more mobility. It's going to be very difficult to keep the core away from this X at this point. The Primetime on Ron P is, of course, really nice, but same problem still kind of exists. Extra stagger on Cardbox for even more scaling. Second Orb going over Reniquate here, but Glass Cannon on Spartan just means more mobility on that goalie as well, and Stinger is all that's left really for Big Tilt. So this may just be the other nail in the coffin. I think the only goal here is that you have to KO Swaghaver to get rid of the stacks. You can't let him stack up.
Yeah, not at all. But luckily, the stacks have reset now that it's the beginning of the set, but that first goal barrier and every subsequent one will continue adding here. Will they be able to keep the core away? Will they be able to keep the core forward? As previously mentioned, Swaghaver not going to be able to capitalize on that one. Ron P could use everything in the toolkit to send it away. Now Rediquade charging forward, able to pull it back with a crooked leverage. Big Tilt, able to find one barrier. Now, though, redirections coming through and making this core even more difficult to predict for Ron P. In order to keep this one forward. Cardbox once again over to Swaghaver, interrupted by the strike shot. There's the X Maximus. This X is so large. Here comes the energy burst probably in just a minute, but no, actually it'll go back behind him. Cardbox stepping on forward. Here's that energy burst finally. Cardbox now will be able to take the shot up to the top side. 2 goals away once more for Dubu Party.
Yeah, Dubu Party are just keeping this offense up so hard. Nothing was allowed. Just have to spend so many resources just to, like, try and get it off of their side of the field. And then Spartan just walks up and strike shots it right back. And it's looking really rough as Swaghaver just continues to get these pancakes and these rampage stacks up. It just becomes harder and harder as it goes on right here as Cardbox now just stuffing this barrier so hard. There's another one gone and another stack for Swaghaver. The Quail flip KO from Cardbox as well. It's just a power play. It's the icing on the cake. Swaghaver going to be able to win that strike forward with the X Maximus. And that's Dubu Party bringing it to series points.
You know, even when Big Tilt had the Project Maelstrom orb, I think Swaghaver was still bigger if he had popped the X Maximus. That is pretty bad news. If you are NWA, you might be allowing a Dubu Party tonight as they are 1 goal away, and the goal is open. Big Tilt, though, looking for the goal on the other side, and Rediquade does have the energy burst, looking for the pass, but it goes right behind Big Tilt, almost bounces back and into the hands of Swaghaver, with a hold on for just a second. Here's Cardbox looking again to get this one over to Swaghaver. Ron P trying to keep it away. Now a Rose Warp forward, and Swaghaver will be able to put it away. A Dubu Party is permitted tonight, and they will advance in the winner's side of our finale.
It is indeed a Dubu Party. With that, they'll be going over to fight the dreaded Corpse Control over in round 2, and nothing was allowed. Going to be sent down to losers bracket to face Ice Climbers later on as well. But a big series there for Dubu Party, looking really strong. A lot of team synergy going on there. They have a very clear way that they want to play this game. That is, get their brawler big, have Cardbox just play a really solid midfield and apply some extra damage. And then they just have that synergy between the forwards as well to keep it going. All while Spartan holds it down. They're looking like a really solid team coming into these playoffs. And I mean, with that win, what else is there to say?
What there is to say is that Dubu Party was very quickly able to recognize a win condition in both games, even probably as early as they were able to do their striker select, right? In game one, get both of our forwards on the prize fighter, all about the damage, rack that up, and snowball the game as quick as we can. In game two, try to get, as after the first set here, try to get Swaghaver in position and bully the Estelle goalie so much with your increased size on this X that it is impossible to navigate around. Two, things you think sound pretty similar, but in practice are different wind conditions, and Dubu Party able to identify and execute on both of those. Being able to identify as quickly as they did is what netted them these victories. And of course, that is an incredibly important skill to have. And the synergy to all be on the same page as a team shows that they might be having a fiesta, but they are not messing around here.
No, they're absolutely not. And going to face Corpse Control, I mean, they're looking pretty good. Corpse Control is kind of a scary team, but Dubu Party with this showing, I mean, they may just be stacked up to the challenge. So, but with that, that's all we have for tonight. It's just those two series. Stick around though, because come back next week to see our round two. See Dubu Party Corpse Control game, as I mentioned, but also the Fool's Wands Misfire Dynasty game, which is going to go possibly thermonuclear. Will be showing up next week as well. Same time, same place. But you have anything else to say, K-Bot?
Did Fool's Wands win that or Ice Climbers win that? I thought Ice Climbers won that.
Fool's Wands.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I have fake news. I've got nothing other than that. Thank you all for letting me cast. And I will now go in hiding for the next week or so. Who knows how long it'll be. Until I come back out to merge just in time for the remainder of playoffs. Best of luck, of course, everybody, in their remaining playoffs matches. And of course, for NASA and NASA players, best of luck in your remaining matches heading into playoffs. It is crunch time for you all. So take care. And thanks so much for having me, Seraphim. Lego Mage, I'll send it to you to wrap this thing up.
Yeah, I would love having you. But that's all from us. So goodbye, good night. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next week.